What's up, guys? So you've seen my last couple videos, you already know the deal. What would I do to change different characters for Smash Switch? And, so getting on to Villager. Villager's a character who I think was actually really well designed. He's a zoning character that has a lot of setups, and after he sets things up, he can go for more zoning, he can go for high pressure in different ways. He has a really good ledge trap game and an edge guard game. His jumping game is whatever, but it's really good at pushing people to the ledge, which lets him really take advantage of his ledge game and edge guard game. So, yeah, he was a well put together character, and he was arguably the bottom of top tier, and at least like a high tier character, until DLC came out and really started bopping him, particularly the later rounds of DLC with Corrin, Cloud, and Bayo. And I think these characters highlighted a very particular weakness, and that he has trouble with disjoint. So while every character has to have, an archetype they struggle with, otherwise they'd be busted, I think in Villager's case, this struggle was a bit too pronounced. So, what I would do is, let me try showing this. So, you see how Cloud Clank with the forward air? That was my issue with the character versus disjoints. Is that characters with big disjoints, mainly swords, even things like Bayo and Air, could just jump at Villager, beat his forward air and his back air, which is like his main air-to-air zoning tool, and then just kind of go in on him, so Villager couldn't jump in space aerials. That was a big problem for a character whose main spacing tool were these aerials. So what I would do is I would make these aerials transcendent. They're still projectiles, so you can still absorb them, you can still reflect them, or you can't absorb. Yeah, I'm not sure if some characters can. Anyway, point is, they still have projectile properties. So they still get dealt with in the same way. But Swordies and other similar characters would not just be able to jump a Villager and say, ha, you can't deal with this range at all. So yeah, I think maybe a really big buff that would probably still keep these matchups difficult for him because, he still only has these aerials to, like, contest the range. Characters can still jump at him from, like, 45-degree angles and pressure him pretty hard. He's still a slow character. And yeah, so that's what I would do with one of the main changes. The other two changes are interesting. First is, I think this is kind of like something a lot of people think too. Make the turn-ups consistent. Make it so it's a set order of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if I would do it like both turn-ups decided the same order. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3. Or if it could be like 1, 1, 2, 2, etc. Make it like Peach Forward Smash where you know what turn-up you're getting next. It'd just be a nice quality of life thing for both Villager and his opponents, so they can plan around turn-up a bit more. So, third thing I would do, and this is more a funsy tool. So I love the Lloyd. Lloyd Rocket's obviously like his main tool. And you can follow up on it. You can zone people out with it. It can just hit people. But some characters had really consistent ways to deal with the Lloyd Rocket. I was a gravity pull. Oh my god. Oh, what was that cough? And so yeah. And as a result in those matchups, the Lloyd Rocket didn't do that much. And similar to forward air back air, if you could shut down Villager's Lloyd Rocket game, you shut down a huge part of his game plan overall. So, while I wouldn't want to give him a direct answer to dealing with those things, because I think that is very important, counterplay against Villager. Mainly because he still has other ways to like combat people who can fight the Lloyd Rockets. I would like Lloyd Rocket to have more versatility. So, what I would do is I would make it so you can adjust the speed and angle of Lloyd's Rocket with Villager's tilts. Because I think his tilts, they aren't the best. They're very situational, especially forward tilt. Forward tilt is like almost never used. Down tilt situation, up tilt's a good like roll kill move. But they didn't feel like core parts of his gameplay. So I would make it so the tilts do things to Lloyd Rocket. Specifically, forward tilt would make it so Lloyd Rocket flies faster. The down tilt would make it so Lloyd Rocket flies at a 45-degree angle upwards. And then the up tilt would make it so Lloyd Rocket just goes directly above Villager. You wouldn't be able to ride it if you do any of these things. But it would be just cool so you can be like, okay, you're off stage. I want to hit Lloyd Rocket. Make you go fast and then still chase off stage. Or you're jumping and recovering kind of high up. I don't want to jump out and go for a fair. I can't reach your height, whatever it is. Let me just go, oh, messed up. And then I can cover this, or I can cover this. But I have this extra coverage as opposed to doing like this, which still kind of keeps that a very easy to avoid arc. And same thing if you're jumping someone. You're jumping above me. I want to cover your jump without going for like a hard read like this, or throwing a Lord Rocket to catch you landing. Let me just go, and then cover your things. In exchange, I'd make it so maybe there's like a bit of like change time. Like if you do like this and up tilt, it takes a second for the rocket to orient itself. But yeah, I think it'd be a cool change. Makes the character stronger. Doesn't directly buff his tools. Also makes him a lot more interesting, especially in the matchups where certain tools are otherwise normally kind of bodied. And yeah, so those are my changes to Villager. Not too crazy. Like I said, I think he's a well-rounded character and probably one of the best designed newcomers to Smash 4 in general. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. See you in the next video.